Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 10 of my favorite and top 31 debut albums of all time. We've been counting down together each and every day here this month in October. 31 days in the month, our 31 favorite debut albums, which knocked our socks off right out of the gate. The band's first album, kicking ass. Hopefully after that debut, lots more great stuff to come. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes, the debut is the best thing they ever do, and it doesn't quite go that same way thereon. Sometimes that debut from a great band, the debut's not that good, and they don't find their footing till the second, third, or maybe even fourth album, right? So there's lots of great bands in rock and roll history that aren't making my list because, the debut's okay, but it's not a fantastic debut. They didn't hit the ground running right off the bat, right? And I want to thank the guys in the band Isobar for sending me this very cool t-shirt. Just got it yesterday. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. If you haven't heard the new Isobar album, which is Isobar 4, that's what's listed right there. Go check it out. Great instrumental progressive rock band. So anyway, back to today's pick number 10. We're in the top 10, folks. This is an album that was released August 22nd, 1969, recorded at Pacific Studio in San Mateo, California, produced by the band along with Brent Dangerfield for Columbia Records. I'm talking about Santana. Yes, indeed. One of the great bands of all time from the San Francisco rock scene, the psychedelic rock scene, of course, but Santana doing their own thing, blending kind of like Spanish, Latin, jazz and acid rock, psychedelic rock, hard rock, Afro-Cuban rhythms, all sorts of cool stuff. A lot, of course, Carlos Santana, leader of the band, and pretty much most of the band, not everybody, hailing from down in Mexico and bringing all those flavors. Loads of Hammond organ and great vocals and tons of percussion, and of course that great guitar work. Santana, one of the great bands of all time, and one of those bands that right out of the gate knocked it out of the park with the debut, and then they didn't stop there, right? Loads and loads of great albums over their career, but man, those first four, just absolutely amazing. All right, so the original band lineup consisted of, like I said, Carlos Santana on guitars, backing vocals, David Brown on bass guitar, Greg Raleigh, lead vocals, backing vocals, Hammond organ and piano, the great Greg Raleigh, of course, Greg Raleigh, next of Journey, Michael Shreve, the great Michael Shreve on drums, you got Michael Carabello on congas and percussion, and Jose, call him Chipito Arias, on timbales, congas, and percussion. The original lineup, so good, and this album just kick ass from start to finish. This great blend of instrumentals and vocal oriented pieces, right? You got the instrumental that kicks off the album, Waiting, so good. Carlos's crying guitar, amazing. Then of course that moves into the hit single Evil Ways, right? Just actually a cover, right? They didn't write that song, but they made it their own. Whenever Santana did covers, they did a few covers early in their career, not many, but whenever they did, they would totally make that song their own. Then you got Shades of Time after that. Then, of course, Sabor, another great instrumental, kick-ass. I mean, just the way the percussion, the swirling Hammond, and those wonderful lead guitar lines from Carlos, just so great. Then, of course, Jingo, which, of course, is a track written by Babatunde Olatunji. Jingo, again, totally made their own. One of their great songs from this debut album. Side 1 is just absolutely amazing. Doesn't end there, though, because on side 2 you got Persuasion. Excuse me, another great vocal song. Greg Raleigh's voice, so good. Such a great singer. Persuasion is a great track. You got another instrumental, Treat. Then, of course, you got the rousing You Just Don't Care. Blistering guitars in that. And then, of course, let's finish it off with the great instrumental, the epic, also made even more epic at Woodstock, Soul Sacrifice. Absolutely classic. I mean, and every member of the band just really giving it their all. The guitar solo is great. Man, the drums and the percussion, the bass, the keyboards, just so good. Just absolutely epic songwriting and arranging. And this album is just so notable for, it's a great jamming album, but the songs are tight, but yet they're kind of loose and they breathe. Just so good. It's like bridging the gap between, psychedelic rock, traditional, Mexican and Afro-Cuban music, right? Little hints of what we would later call fusion, right? There's hard rock in here, there's blues in here, a little bit of everything. Just so good, so good. So let's take a look at the charts. Of course, this album did very well for himself. Australian album charts number 14, Canada number 6, Dutch charts number 5, French charts number 5, Germany made it to number 12, in Japan number 98, in Norway number 19, UK number 34, and here in the States, this peaked at number 4 on the Billboard charts. And as far as certifications go, double platinum here in the States, 2 million copies sold of this debut album. They would go on to even bigger things with the next album, of course, right? But yeah, that's probably a story for another day. As far as singles go, Jingo was released October 1969, so just a couple months, a month and a half or so after the album's released. And of course, Evil Ways came out January of 1970, and that became a very, very big hit for them. So yeah, so that's my pick for today. Santana by Santana. Let us know what you think of this down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today. Pick number 10, like I said, we're in the top 10. These are, top 10. These are, we're in the hallowed halls here, right? I mean, all these debut albums I've been talking about are absolutely great and fantastic, but, man, the top 10 are just, they're the top 10, right? Lots of great ones here. It makes me sad to think of the ones that were on my bigger list that didn't quite make the cut, because you can't include everyone and every album. But there's so many great debuts that we won't even mention that are just absolutely amazing. But yeah, we're talking about the ones that are all the way up the top, the cream of the crop. So list yours down below. Excuse me, really early in the morning here. And we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 9. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thank you in advance for all your support there, as always. And we'll see you tonight on In the Prog Seat. We're going to be reviewing a couple of the recent Beat shows that some of us have seen. So Beat, of course, is the great kind of like King Crimson offshoot band featuring Adrian Belew, Steve Vai, Danny Carey, and Tony Levin. They're playing songs from those first 3 80s albums from King Crimson: Discipline, Beat, and 3 of a Perfect Pair. Eric Porter and I saw the show up in Albany, New York at the Egg. Got a couple other guys saw the Philly area show recently, so we're going to talk about our views and opinions and reviews of the shows, and that's all coming up tonight. That's probably why I can't talk this morning, because my ears are ringing a little bit, and too much trying to talk and stuff during the evening, and just, whatever. But great show. We'll talk more about it later on In the Prog Seat. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for pick number 9. Like I mentioned, all sorts of other stuff coming up this week, so don't miss any of it. Take care. Bye-bye.